Grandma, why do you always smell kind of funny? Mom says it's just your smell. Those simple words hit 68-year-old Carol Simmons like a punch to the heart. She stood frozen for a second, trying to laugh it off, but deep inside, something shifted. Carol had always taken pride in keeping herself clean. Her house was tidy, her clothes freshly washed, and she never missed her evening soak. But now her precious granddaughter didn't want to curl up next to her. The child even scrunched her nose and leaned away when Carol reached out for a hug. Later that night, Carol lay quietly in bed, staring into the darkness. No tears, no sound, just a heavy feeling, like she was slowly fading out of sight. What stung wasn't the comment itself, but what it represented: emotional distance, discomfort, that quiet kind of rejection from the people who mattered most. Hi, I'm Dr. Samuel Greene. I'm 77 years old, and I've helped more than 10,000 seniors over the course of my 50-year career in geriatric medicine. And today, I want to share something with you, something you may already suspect, but no one has dared to say out loud. Yes, after age 60, the body often develops a unique scent, almost all older adults experience. It's the tricky part. Most don't realize it, but their loved ones definitely do. Now, before you feel ashamed, please listen carefully. This is not your fault. It's not about neglect. It's about the quiet, natural changes your body goes through over time. And here's the hopeful part. There's a gentle, natural way to clear it, for good. Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to walk you through it. And if you've ever felt like you were quietly being pushed away by the people you love, comment "Do one" below. You are far from alone. The unspoken truth. The grandkids don't sit close anymore. Your son cracks the window open every time he visits. Your daughter wipes the couch cushion after you stand up. Nobody ever says anything, but you feel it. There's a tension in the room. Like everyone's trying to be polite without telling the truth. You're left standing there wondering, is it me? Did I do something wrong? It doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in slowly. One day you notice that your family hugs you a little quicker, lets go a little sooner. Friends stop inviting you out as often. You walk into a room and feel the change in the air before a word is spoken. And the worst part? You start to pull back too, because when people shift away from you, even subtly, you start to question everything about yourself. You start second-guessing your worth, your place in their lives, your dignity. Here's the truth. 99% of older adults don't realize their bodies develop a distinct scent as they age, but almost every family member, friend, or visitor notices it. They may not say it out loud, not because they don't care, but because they don't want to hurt you. But their behavior says it all, and if you're honest, you've noticed it too. Carol did. After that moment with her granddaughter, she started paying closer attention, and the little signs were everywhere. People leaning away slightly when she talked. Less eye contact, fewer warm hugs. It wasn't all in her head, but this isn't about blame, it's not about shame, it's about understanding, because once you know what's happening, you can take action, and taking action puts you back in control, not just of your hygiene, but of your confidence, your comfort, and your connection to the people you care about. It starts with awareness, and you're already doing that right now. The unspoken truth. The grandkids don't sit close anymore. Your son cracks the window open every time he visits. Your daughter wipes the couch cushion after you stand up. Nobody ever says anything, but you feel it. There's a tension in the room, like everyone's trying to be polite without telling the truth. You're left standing there wondering, is it me? Did I do something wrong? It doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in slowly. One day you notice that your family hugs you a little quicker, lets go a little sooner. Friends stop inviting you out as often. You walk into a room and feel the change in the air before a word is spoken. And the worst part, you start to pull back too, Because when people shift away from you, even subtly, you start to question everything about yourself. You start second-guessing your worth, your place in their lives, your dignity. Here's the truth. 99% of older adults don't realize their bodies develop a distinct scent as they age. But almost every family member, friend, or visitor notices it. They may not say it out loud. Not because they don't care, but because they don't want to hurt you. But their behavior says it all, and if you're honest, you've noticed it too. Carol did. After that moment with her granddaughter, she started paying closer attention, and the little signs were everywhere. People leaning away slightly when she talked, less eye contact, fewer warm hugs. It wasn't all in her head. But this isn't about blame. It's not about shame. It's about understanding. Because once you know what's happening, you can take action. And taking action puts you back in control, not just of your hygiene, but of your confidence, your comfort, and your connection to the people you care about. It starts with awareness, and you're already doing that right now. What causes the smell? Here's what's happening in your body, and it's completely natural. First, your body stops sweating as much. That might sound like a blessing, right? No more damp shirts or sticky afternoons. But sweating actually plays an important role. It helps your body flush out toxins. When you stop sweating as much, those toxins build up on your skin instead of leaving your system. And what do toxins attract? Bacteria. And bacteria, well, they smell. Second, your skin oil changes. Our skin naturally produces oil called sebum, which helps keep it soft and protected. But after age 50, sebum starts to break down differently. It creates a compound called 2-nonenal. And this is the main culprit behind what people politely refer to as old person smell. This compound latches onto fabrics, hair, skin folds, and sticks around. Regular soap doesn't wash it away completely. Third, there's your mouth. As you age, you tend to produce less saliva. Saliva isn't just for chewing and swallowing. It's your mouth's natural cleaning system. When saliva production slows down, bacteria builds up faster, causing bad breath and an additional layer to the body's overall scent. Even if you brush and rinse daily, it might not be enough to keep things truly fresh. Now, let me be crystal clear. This isn't because you're dirty. You could be the cleanest, most put-together person in the world and still experience this. It's not your habits, it's your biology. Think of it like this. Have you ever opened a fridge that hasn't been used in a while? It looks clean, no spills, no mold, but the air inside smells off. That's because air, like your body, changes over time in a closed space. And your skin, like that fridge, can hold on to smells you don't even notice. But now that you understand why it happens, we can talk about what to do about it. Why cologne makes it worse. Walter, one of my longtime patients, was 82 years old and proud of his cologne collection. The man had a shelf full of bottles from all over the world, French fragrances, spicy blends, even a few celebrity colognes. He once told me, "Doc, I only wear the good stuff, top shelf. Yet my son still opens the window every time he visits." Walter couldn't figure it out. He thought maybe his son was just being rude or overly sensitive. But what he didn't realize was something I see all the time. Artificial fragrances don't remove odor, they mix with it. When you spray cologne, a body spray or scented powder over your natural body chemistry, especially when your skin is producing 2-nonenal, you're not covering the smell, you're intensifying it. It's like walking into a bathroom that hasn't been cleaned and spraying a whole can of air freshener. Now, instead of just smelling musty air, you smell lavender must, and that's what people pick up on. It's sharp, it's heavy, and it's hard to ignore. Cologne is designed to work with the younger body's chemistry. When our bodies change, so does how scents react with us. Add that to unwashed skin folds or fabrics holding on to 2-nonenal, and the result is something even more noticeable. So while Walter thought he was masking the problem, he was actually drawing more attention to it, and this happens more often than you'd think. The solution isn't to mask the smell, it's to address the source. That means cleansing your skin properly and naturally, letting your body breathe, and using methods that don't clash with your chemistry. Once I helped Walter shift his habits, cutting out the cologne and focusing on body care instead, he noticed something powerful. The window stayed shut. His family sat a little closer, and he felt like himself again. The 3 invisible zones. Most people don't wash properly. Even the cleanest people often miss the places where odor builds up, and no one talks about it because, frankly, it's uncomfortable. But if you want real results, this is where you start. These are the 3 biggest trouble zones where unwanted scent loves to hide. Skin folds, behind the ears, back of the neck, under the breasts, the groin, armpits, behind the knees. These are the warm, dark areas where oil and bacteria quietly thrive. And when they're not washed properly, the scent settles in and lingers. You might be showering daily, but if you're skipping these spots, the odor stays. Hairy zones, your scalp, your chest, your underarms. Hair is a magnet for oils and odor. You might shampoo regularly, but are you scrubbing the scalp or just running the suds through? Make sure you're actually reaching your skin underneath the hair. That's where the buildup hides. Crevices and less obvious spots. Your belly button, your elbows, the lower back. Think about it. When was the last time you gave those areas a good clean? These areas don't get much attention, but they can hold onto sweat and bacteria, especially if you're not moving around as much as you used to. Susan, a 66-year-old widow, had struggled with the same quiet rejection Carol experienced. When we talked, I gave her the same advice. A week later, she came back with tears in her eyes. I did what you said, Doc. Washed behind my ears, under my chest, even my belly button. My grandson hugged me without hesitation for the first time in months. That's what this is really about. These small, specific habits can make all the difference in how you feel and how your loved ones respond to you. And the best part, anyone can do them. Your 3-step routine to eliminate the smell naturally. Let me share with you the same routine I recommend to every one of my patients who comes in asking, Doc, what can I do to smell fresh again? I call it Dr. Greene's smell-free routine, and it takes less than 30 minutes a day. But this isn't just about washing up. It's a 3-part process that works from the inside out. When you pair inner cleansing with proper skin care, you create real, lasting freshness. Here's how it works. Step 1. Warm water. Detox. Start your day with a glass of warm water. Not cold, not hot, just warm. Then continue drinking 5 to 6 cups throughout the day. And I don't mean coffee or tea. I'm talking plain warm water. Why? Because warm water helps flush out toxins that build up in your system. When your insides are cleaner, your skin has less waste to get rid of. That means less odor on the surface. Think of it like flushing old pipes. If your kitchen sink starts to smell, you don't spray air freshener into the drain. You flush it out from the inside. Same idea here. Step 2. Walk in the sunlight. Take a 15 to 20-minute walk every day. Try to do it early in the morning before 10 a.m. or later in the day after 4 p.m. when the sun is gentle. This light movement helps your body sweat just enough to release toxins naturally. Plus, the sunlight helps kill bacteria on the skin and gives you a healthy dose of vitamin D, which supports your mood and immune system. Walking is simple, low impact, and powerful. Step 3. Shower the right way. Use warm water. Not too hot, not too cold. And use a soft cloth or a loofah. Focus on the areas we talked about earlier. Behind the ears, under the breasts, around the groin, behind your knees, and other commonly missed zones. Don't rush. Spend 20 to 30 seconds gently scrubbing each area once a week. Take a 20-minute soak in a warm bath. You can add a handful of Epsom salt if you like. It helps open your pores and draw out anything hiding deep in your skin. Stick to this routine for 7 days straight. Then, and here's the best part, don't say a word to anyone, just go about your day. If someone suddenly leans in for a longer hug or doesn't crack the window open anymore, you'll know it's working. This isn't complicated. It doesn't require expensive products, just water, movement, and consistency, and it works. Emotional resolution. Carol followed the plan. She didn't expect miracles. She just wanted to stop feeling like a stranger in her own home. She drank her warm water every morning. She walked under the trees in her neighborhood. She scrubbed behind her ears like I showed her. And on day 10, something happened. Her granddaughter, the same little girl who once wrinkled her nose and pulled away, climbed right into her lap after school and rested her head on Carol's shoulder. No hesitation. No flinching, just warmth. And that was the moment Carol realized something had shifted, not just in the air around her, but inside her heart. Walter noticed it too. He had stopped wearing cologne, started following the full routine. A few days in, his son dropped by with the grandkids. For the first time in months, nobody reached for the window latch. His daughter-in-law sat beside him and stayed there. The conversation flowed, no one rushed out, and Diane, 65 years old, sweet as pie, quiet as a mouse, looked me in the eye one morning and said, "Dr. Greene, I feel like I got my dignity back." That's when I knew this wasn't just about eliminating a smell. It was about restoring connection. It was about healing those quiet wounds that form when people start pulling away. It was about holding someone's hand again and feeling wanted, hugging, without fear, speaking without feeling self-conscious. Sometimes we forget how much we need touch, how much we need to be close, how much we still crave the comfort of being loved fully, just as we are. But that distance, that invisible space created by something so small, can be removed. You can take back your presence, your pride, your place, and not with expensive treatments or harsh chemicals, with gentle, daily care, with awareness, with love for yourself, because you deserve more than avoidance. You deserve closeness, warmth, respect. You deserve to feel human again. You've made it to the end. And that tells me something important. You care. You care about staying connected to the people you love. You care about your health, your confidence, and your presence in the room. Today, we uncovered something that rarely gets talked about. We broke the silence around a smell most people over 60 don't even realize they have, but that can quietly drive loved ones away. You learned why it happens, how your body changes with time, producing different oils, sweating less, and creating the perfect conditions for odor to settle in unnoticed. You learned where it hides, in skin folds, in places most people miss in the shower, in your clothing and hair, and most importantly, you learned how to fix it. A 3-step routine that works from the inside out, with warm water, with gentle movement, with targeted care. And it doesn't just freshen your skin, it restores your dignity. It brings your grandkids back to your arms. It lets your spouse lean in again, instead of leaning away. So here's what I want you to do now. If this message spoke to you, comment one below. I read every single one, and you never know who you might encourage by doing so. Like this video if you felt seen or supported today, and subscribe to join a growing community of folks over 50 who are living with more confidence, more clarity, and more connection. And if you know someone, a friend, a neighbor, maybe even your spouse, who might be silently struggling with this, please share this with them, especially if they're too proud or too polite to ask for help, because getting older shouldn't mean getting pushed away. You deserve to feel fresh. You deserve to feel proud, and you deserve to feel connected, starting today.